In Shal Shuvas Maharshag and Chelegim and Simen Kuf Mem Zayin, he asks a beautiful question. Ala Nisim and Chanukah and Purim is quite different. In Chanukah we say B'mei Matisyahu ben Yochanan Kohen Gadol, the time of Matisyahu. But on Purim we also mention where it took place. B'mei Mordechai ve'Esther B'Shushan Habira. How come on Chanukah we don't mention where the miracle took place? So he says you have to assume Chanukah is in the way of a war. War is not in one place. It's not that they won one little city or in the field and then war is over. War takes place in many places. So you can't limit it to one place. But the Nes during Purim is to remove the wicked thoughts of Achashverosh who lives in Shushan Habira. And that solves it all. So the source of the Nes was only in Shushan Habira, where Achashverosh dwells, and therefore we can mention that city. But you can't limit the miracle of Chanukah, and therefore it's not mentioned. But he says another reason. And we also have to understand why is it that in Chanukah they didn't institute Mishteh, V'simcha, have a nice festive meal, as they did in Purim. No, in Chanukah it's just lehoidus ulehalel, to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to thank Him. All the other moyadim that come to commemorate something, Pesach, Sukkot, there's also an obligation to eat and to drink. And Purim as well. Only in Chanukah there isn't. Why is that? And he explains. All these miracles were done in Chutz La'aretz. So you have to establish a festive time of eating and drinking. But miracles that take place in Eretz Yisrael, there's no need to establish an obligation to eat and drink because Eretz Yisrael is a place of Hashras Shechina. The Shechina resides here. And it's only right that miracles will happen for Klal Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael. Just like the great miracle of Sancherif, 185,000 soldiers don't get up in the morning. What an unbelievable miracle. We didn't do anything to commemorate it. Why? Because it took place in Eretz Yisrael. But in Chutz La'aretz, which is not the place of Hashras Shechina, when a miracle takes place, then you should commemorate that. To show HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't forsake us, even in Galus, and He saves us from our enemies. The miracles of Yetzias Mitzrayim, splitting the sea, Ananei HaKavod, the clouds of glory, all took place in Chutz La'aretz. So therefore, they establish for us to commemorate them. The great Nisim that took place in Purim as well. But the miracle of Chanukah was in Eretz Yisrael. So then even though Chachamim did establish something to commemorate the Nes, but what type of a Nes? The Nes of fulfilling mitzvahs, the jug of oil, only had enough oil for one night, but somehow it lasted for 8. So this Inyan, to fulfill mitzvahs, there's no difference between Chutz La'aretz and Eretz Yisrael. And because of that, they said, okay, let's thank Ribono Shel Olam and praise Him. But Mishteh and Simcha, they did institute. But Purim, that the miracle took place in Chutz La'aretz, they established Mishteh, Simcha, and Yontif as well. And with that we understand why. And Alal Nisim and Purim, we mentioned the place, Shushan Habira, to tell us the miracle took place in Chutz La'aretz. That's a Chiddush. However, in Chanukah, that the Nes took place in Eretz Yisrael, there's no need to mention because Eretz Yisrael. There's no Chiddush that there is a Nes here. Because Eretz Yisrael is where HaKadosh Baruch Hu Himself dwells, the place of Hashras Shechina.